Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to the live stream. It's your boy Tokyo Stoner. We're getting straight back into this Final Fantasy VII Remake. And today we're going to be doing a boss battle guide for the summon Leviathan. Let's have a look. That's this one here. Combat Simulation Leviathan. If you defeat him, you get to use him as a summon. If you haven't unlocked him, it's because you have to do this battle intel. You have to complete more of these to unlock the summon. Alright, cool. Let's get into it. So, Materia guide. If you've seen my Bahamut boss battle video, the Materia setup is basically identical, but it's still worth watching because I'll be going through the strategy and etc, etc. So yeah, deadly dodge. This is not 100% necessary. I just like having it. It's cool. HP up is necessary in my opinion, unless you're very good at blocking and sort of doing zero damage, but zero damage in this game is kind of boring. The part of the mechanic is you're meant to take damage. So HP up, banging. First strike Materia, not necessary, but I like having it because it means I can cast buffs as soon as the fight starts. So maybe like a haste. I'd probably cast haste at the beginning of this fight, something like that, or a barrier. Steadfast block, super important, because with Leviathan he spends so much time out of your reach throwing attacks at you that if you know you're just going to be eating attacks, holding block means that you're going to take less damage and your ATB gauge is going to fill up. So with Leviathan, it's ultra important to have steadfast block on all your characters, maxed out if you can. HP up Materia, I gave Cloud 2 just so that him and Barret would be equally tanky. I feel like Leviathan has a very powerful attack called Tsunami that he does once or twice a fight, maybe more depending on how long the fight goes on. That can one-shot your entire team if you're not careful, or can easily kill 2 of your players and leave 1 on very low health. So having Cloud and Barret with the 2 HP ups, super useful. Healing Materia coming through in the clutch, so if one of my other characters needs a heal, I'm going to throw it on them. Revival also coming through in the clutch. Once Tsunami hits, I'm going to use Arise or Raise to resurrect any dead team members and bring them back. Barrier is super useful to have. I mean, my support's going to have Barrier Magnify, so you could potentially swap a Barrier out for a time. So maybe you can give Haste. Do you get what I'm saying? Because Haste is going to be pretty useful in this fight. ATB Stagger is going to be even more useful. It just means that whenever Leviathan is staggered, you're going to get almost full gauge, if not a full gauge, and you'll be able to get some damage in. Right? Because there's nothing worse than breaking the stagger meter and you're just stuck there doing basic attacks trying to fill up the gauge. That's whack. So yeah, Chakra Materia is a must-have. Without this, I mean, Chakra Materia almost single-handedly won the fight for me. Chakra Materia is free heals. It costs 1 ATB and it doesn't take any MP. So it's a free heal that you can spam as much as you want in the fight. Chakra is OP. Make sure you're using it for the more challenging parts of this game. Cloud's got the Shiva Materia. It gives him a boost on the magic attack, which is neither here nor there during this fight. But yeah, there you go. Oh, gear. Iron Blade, Chain Bangle, Revival Earrings. You're probably going to take on Shiva much earlier than this and won't have a Chain Bangle. I may have sold, yeah, the old school stuff I've sold. But there are good, decent things. So I would have said at that point in the game, you're maybe going to have a 2 slot or a 3 slot. Just look for something that's got high defense and high magic defense and 2 to 3 slots and just roll with the best you can. Like I said, not all of these materials are required, so you can get rid of some of them. What I would definitely say as well, what you might want to put on Cloud, what would be an OP combination. Actually, no, that's good. That's for another video. Alright, nice. So yeah, Cloud's all nice and done. Cool. Let's move on to Barret. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Revival earrings. Like I said, all characters are going to have revival earrings as their accessory, yeah? This just means that if we die, we're all going to get resurrected on the spot. So it could be a situation where all 3 characters are wiped out. The revival earrings are going to make that not be a game over. So, super useful. Barret's build now. Now again, Leviathan is like Bahamut. He's not weak to any element. So bring in elemental magic. If that's part of your build and your spec that way, you can bring him down using magic. But I prefer to conserve my MP for heals and buffs, right? And resurrects. So again, this is another situation where we're doing physical damage over anything else. So yeah, Barrier Magnify from Barret. That's the straight support. Keep the team alive. Against this enemy, I'll be using Mana Wall. the level 3 barrier spell, so that we get that physical defense and that magic defense. If your Barret or if your support is running out of HP, running out of MP, sorry, make sure you're not spamming your barrier, because Leviathan gives you a big warning. There's if you look above his name, it shows you the attack he's about to do. When you see Tsunami, you got a few seconds, maybe about 5 seconds to get your shit together and sort it out. So you almost always want Barret to have at least 1 bar charged, so you can quickly let off a wall, right? Quickly let off a mana wall for the party when you see that Leviathan's charging the Tsunami. That's clutch. If you don't have that set up, you're not going to have a good time. So make sure you've got that set up, and make sure Barret almost all the time has at least 1 bar charged. You can use his triangle ability to quickly get the overcharge, to quickly get a bar if you're stuck. Healing for the clutch, to take care of your allies. Prayer also in the clutch, take care of your allies. And also just throw heals out. If everyone's buffed up and your damage dealers are doing their work on Leviathan, then just use prayer to heal up the whole party. Yeah, nice. HP up is a must-have in my opinion. Make you more tanky, give you buffs, just make you a bit stronger to deal with the fight. Steadfast block, like I said, is a must. For the Leviathan fight, I basically only use Barret. Part of my strategy is that I'm just using Barret. I'm just walking around, blocking, shooting, because he's out of range most of the time, right? So I'm just shooting him up, blocking, casting buffs on myself, casting buffs on my team members, keeping an eye on my MP, attacking, more abilities. I'll show you which abilities to use to raise the stagger bar. And yeah, steadfast block is going to keep Barret alive, which in turn is going to keep the team alive. Leviathan does big damage. There's certain attacks Leviathan does where he flies across the room and stuff like that. If you don't block these attacks, he's going to do massive damage. Massive damage. So steadfast block, like I said, probably one of the best Materias to have. Make sure you got it maxed out, all characters. ATB stagger Materia, cool. Make sure you got that. Again, Barret can do massive damage, especially when the enemy's staggered. So yeah, make sure you're rolling with that. Time Materia. Now, as a support, he's going to be casting haste on Tifa and Cloud to get more damage out of them. And sometimes on himself, just to make sure that, say if things are really fucked up and it looks like things are going down, I'll cast time on Barret, just so he can quickly get everybody sorted out, right? Get the buffs back up. Say someone's just died and they've lost all their buffs, Revival Materia, bang. Don't fucking leave home without this shit, especially on hard mode. Revival Materia is a must-have. He's got the Leviathan Materia. You wouldn't have this at this point, but I'd be using Shiva, Ifrit, Fat Chocobo, or Choco and Mog, or the DLCs if you got them. But for me, it would be Shiva and Ifrit and Fat Chocobo. Right. Force Bracelet for the defense. Again, you won't have this at necessarily at the Leviathan part. If you do, then use it. If not, use the best thing you got. Try and get something that's got as many Materia slots and the best defense. So you run it a few times. If you feel like you need more defense, maybe lose a slot to go with defense. And then if not, gain a slot and lose defense so you get more Materias. Again, you might not have this many slots, but just you heard my descriptions of what they are. Take the things that make the most sense to your playstyle and apply them. Revival earrings, bang. Alright, Tifa. Metal Knuckles for the extra damage. Like I said, this is the highest damage out of all of her weapons in the game. 134, nothing else even comes close, right? Force Bracelet, again, use something similar. Revival earrings, cool. For the Mega Flare, right? Revival earrings are clutch in this fight for the Mega Flare. Materia breakdown, you got the HP up. On Tifa, you need a HP up because she's very squishy and she's got a low health stat, so make sure she's got HP up. Chakra Materia is a must-have. I can't stress this enough. Make sure you've got both your chakras equipped. You find chakra at Aerith Church. If you didn't know that already, there's a second one in the back. Barrier Materia, I would say it's pretty clutch to have on Tifa. Yeah, you want to have that. Revival is a must-have. You can't do this fight without every member having Revival because you never know who's going to die and at what point. Also, if you've got Arise resurrects your character with full HP for only 14 MP. So that's really cheap considering that Kyuraga is like 20 something HP, right? So Revive is a must-have. Prayer, again on Tifa, her ATB gauge fills up quick. So if you've got a Prayer, it's worth throwing a Prayer on. Because sometimes Barret might be busy doing other things. And if Tifa can let off a full party heal, bang, let it off. ATB stagger, must have, like I said. First strike, not completely necessary, but good to have. Deadly dodge, also not completely necessary, just cool to have. Healing materia. Depending on if you got 2 healing materias in the party, you don't necessarily need a third. But again, I like having it. These boss battles are super long. Fuck it, we got it. We're doing it. So we did Cloud. We've done Barret, right? Yeah, we did Barret. We did Tifa. We did Cloud. Quickly go through the battle settings. Now, these haven't changed from the Bahamut fight. You got Focus Strike, Braver, Infinity's End, Triple Slash, Ascension. I'll probably not be using abilities that much. Only when Leviathan is stationary. He's got like different stances. He's got one stance where he's flying around and Cloud and Tifa can hardly do anything to him. At that point, you must use Barret for damage, right? Or cast spells, which I think is a waste of MP. Unless you got the MP up. So yeah, use Barret for the physical attacks. When Leviathan lands, there's a stance he has where he's like planted in the ground. And he's coming out of the ground. At that point, Tifa and Cloud can do significant damage. So I'll be stacking up, hitting him with Focus Thrust, right? To get the stagger meter up. Once the stagger meter is up, it's going to be Braver that I'm using for damage. If you've got Infinity's End at this point, use it. If you don't, then I would recommend Braver, Focus Thrust, Punisher attacks, all of that stuff, just to get as much as you can. Second, level 2 limit break is a must. You know, level 2 limit break at this point is a must. So yeah. Barret, again, Focus Shot, that's for the stagger, right? Focus Shot for stagger, Maximum Fury for damage once he's staggered. That's how it works. So use this to build up the stagger meter, use this to get the damage, Steel Skin for defense, Lifesaver to protect your allies, Catastrophe, level 2 limit break for massive damage. If you don't have access to this, use Fire in the hole, but if you got Catastrophe, use it, bro. It's OP. Right, Tifa, she got the Star Shower. Like I said in the last video, if you have access to the ability from Purple Pain, then use that here. On this save file, I don't have it, but I do have it on my other save file, and I can confirm it's OP as fuck. So the ability from Purple Pain, put that here, right? If not, Star Shower is excellent ability. Unbridled Strength is probably going to do you better in the long run. While he's flying around, you're not going to hit him that much. So using Unbridled Strength is good because it just means when he does come into range and you get your 1-2 hits, they're going to be buffed. But when he's planted and you're actually letting off on him, you want to be buffing if you're not buffed and then hitting Star Shower, right? Because Star Shower is tight. So yeah, if you didn't know, Unbridled Strength gives you a damage buff, use that. And then yeah, Star Shower or the ability from Purple Pain if you have it. Dolphin Flurry, level 2 limit break. Don't need to say anything else. You need that level 2 limit break. It's super necessary. Let's see what else. I'm pretty sure that's everything that you need to know. Again, I did this at the end of the last video. I'll do it again. If you're here, I'm in chapter 14. This is where I came to set this up. If you need revival earrings, you can buy them from this guy in here. And if you don't know where to level up, head down this lift, right? And at the bottom of the lift, there's a battle arena. Choose the 3-man team. Basically, down here, there's a bunch of arenas. Later on in the game, you unlock the 3-man team. Go there. Trust me, if you don't want to grind on normal mode, it makes sense because on hard mode you unlock double XP and double AP. So, you know, I've come here. You see him popping in. I seen textures pop in, but not whole NPCs. That was insane. But yeah, you want to come to this guy. Boom, 3-person team versus Shinra Warriors. This is like probably the best farm in the game. You'll get your materias mastered. You'll get your characters leveled. So yeah, make sure you come here, get leveled up. If you're struggling, go back to Leviathan, check the tips in this video and wreck that sucker, man. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it useful. I'm out. Make sure you like, subscribe, drop a comment. It's a new channel, so that really helps out. Thank you guys for all the support so far. My Twitch channel, Tokyo Stoner. Yo, what's up, Water Serpent? Bow. I hope you enjoyed the guide. And yeah, my other YouTube channel, Light Codes Music, where I upload all my music that I'm making and stuff. So yeah, I'll be back on in a minute with another guide. Catch you guys in a bit. Peace. Nothing but money on my mind. She says she love me, love is blind. She ride it up and down and then rewind. When we fuck, it gets better every time. I got 2 bad bitches by my side.
I tell my ops don't even try. Anytime I lift, I let it fly. Come down and put 2 spirits in the sky. Hit your block and put some spirits on the floor. Niggas know I got a lot, but I need more. Nowadays, all my guap is kept offshore. Stash box, I got a couple keys of raw. Whoa, the weed is Arabian, burning it down like a Sabian. I'm coming down to the stadium, rolling with angels and aliens. There's only real ones in my radius. Everyone here know my alias. I'm coming down to the stadiums, rolling with angels and aliens. She take it straight to the face, laughing all of the way to the bank. Pardon, I take it straight to the face, pull up and parking. Jump out the spaceship, step over your carcass. When you look around, you see killers and carnage. My niggas is Martians, yeah, we live and die by the stardom. Even when we're in the darkness, you know we stay lit regardless. All of your bitches, they love me, all of your hatred is harmless. Only the gods can judge me, yeah. Even when we're in the darkness, you know we stay lit regardless. All of your bitches, they love me, all of your hating is harmless.